I know you feel it, guys. I know you do. Because I feel the same way. Inflation is real. I don't think we can budget our way out of this one here. And let's be real, prices have always gone up. There's inflation every year, but we just feel it more now because of what they did in 2020 and, the money printing and everything that they did. So we're feeling the effects of that now. And so in this video, I want to talk about why I stopped budgeting, why money's not the problem, and tie it back to the Bible. What does the Bible say about it? And what am I going to do? What am I going to do during these uncertain times? And what you should do as well. All right, let's dive in. So I want to lead with this question that one of you guys asked me in the comment section. I think it's a great question. And I've been meaning to answer it. But what role does money play in a biblical perspective? And should I pursue being rich or should I be content being poor? I think this is a great question because I feel like I wrestled and struggled with the same exact question for a long time. But let's break it down. God does not care if you're rich or poor. He cares if you're faithful. He doesn't care about your money. He doesn't need your money. He doesn't care about your money. He cares about your heart. And are you faithfully managing what he's given you? So let's start here. What is money? Money is just, first off, just a piece of paper. It's a store of value, right? We put our faith into it. And at the end of the day, it's just a tool. It's a tool that we can use, just like a hammer to build this house behind me. Hammer itself is not going to build that house. Someone like me is going to build that house. I'm going to build it. So I'm going to use this to go buy things. I'm going to use it. Hopefully use it well. So it's just a tool. We shouldn't chase it or rely on it. Problem is that this is man-made. We're living in a man-made system where the value is constantly changing. Inflation, the markets, economic instability, all can impact the value of this, which means it should never be the goal. Chasing this should never be the goal. It is the result of what you do. It is the result of your hard work. We shouldn't chase or rely on this. So if we go back to the question, should we pursue being rich? No. We should care about money, but we should not love it. Okay, there was a lot of instances of people in the Bible that were rich, like Abraham or Solomon, right? The richest man ever lived. But they were surrendered to God. They were surrendered to God and they let money control them. You see, in times that we're living in, you see it all over the internet. You see all these ads to have more. More is always the answer. Earn more, save more, do more. Don't do more, do less. It's always changing. It's always changing. And the Bible's clear about it. And Ecclesiastes, Solomon says that whoever loves money just never has enough. And this is coming from a guy who was the richest man ever lived, a trillionaire. And the Bible's also clear in 1 Timothy that the love of money is the root of evil. So we need to use it. We need to care about it, but we don't have to love it. So the flip side of that is, should we be broke and just not care? YOLO, right? You only live once? No. The Bible's clear, really clear. There's a bunch of verses in Proverbs that talk about not being lazy. And also in Timothy, it talks about you're worse than an unbeliever if you don't take care of your family. You don't take care of their immediate needs. You see, as Christians, we should focus on taking care of our family, meeting their needs, blessing others, and glorifying Him with what we have. And poverty caused by laziness really is not something we should embrace at all. We should overcome it with stewardship and diligence. And the Bible's clear about that too. So at the heart of it, God cares about how we view and earn money. And when we make money the goal, that's when we get in trouble because money starts to control us. And I don't know about you, but I remember when I was chasing money, you just always felt anxious all the time. Always anxious. And any little thing that you heard in the media, in the radio or TV, anything that happened in the economy, immediately you just tense up with fear. All because we're relying on this piece of paper here. And so that's why my wife, Grace, and I were so passionate about sharing our story, because God set us free. God set us free. And we were able to get on the same page about money because we understood what the Bible has said about money. We started knowing where our money was going. We started using it for the right purposes. Now we're trying to homeschool our kids and not let the world train up our kids. We're trying to invest more so we can have more time together as a family. So I can have more time to create YouTube videos. Okay, I had to take the camera off the tripod because it's really cold and I'm shooting outside because, the baby's screaming, having a good time inside the house, but my lips are freezing up and it's like 20 degrees out here in Michigan, by the way. It's really cold. But in 2025, okay, 2025 is your year. How do you manage money better this year? And I want to talk about that. Let's talk about how you can start managing your money better, especially when inflation is at an all-time high and it's making just life a lot harder. I want to dial it down to 3 steps. And if you don't have time to watch the rest of this video, just go ahead and join the 5-day free challenge. It's a financial reset challenge. The link is below. It's going to teach you how I simply manage money in 5 minutes a week without strict budgets, without spreadsheets, everything that you hate and everything that I hate. So it's down low. It's down there for free. Oh my goodness, dude, I'm starting to mumble now. I'm starting to mumble because it's cold. But if you're still with me, let's talk about those 3 steps real quick here. This year, you need to set a vision. You need to get clear. This is the year that you and your spouse are going to get clear. I'm going to hold you accountable this year. Get clear on where you're headed. And let's not make the money the goal this year. Let's not. Let's make being on the same page this year. Let's see what the Bible has to say about money this year. Okay, get clear on where you're headed. There's no point in managing things if you don't even know where you're headed. So know where you're going. And if this part is hard for you, what helped Grace and I was at least figure out how you want to live. Make that decision. How do you want to live? How do you want to be remembered? Okay, write down your values. The second thing is you need to know where your money's going. You need to know where all your subscriptions, you just need to have a pulse on your money. Now, I'm not saying you need a budget. I'm not even saying you need to have, give every dollar an assignment. No, that's too much because life changes, things change. You know what I mean? I don't want to look at my bank account every day. Once a month, I look at my bank accounts. I don't want to spend my time in thinking about money. I want to think about my vision, where I'm headed. I don't want to think about that. So in order to have a pulse on your money, I recommend downloading the Monarch Money app. I'm not sponsored by them. It has reports and visuals of how my money flows, and I think it's really cool. And you can also add your spouse on it, and you guys can both work on it together. I like it a lot. It's simplified my life tremendously. The third thing, the final step, is to create financial margin. Now that you know where your money's going, right? You know where you're headed. You know how you want to live. You know where your starting point is. Now it's time to create financial margin, create some breathing room. How are you going to get to live the life that you decided with your spouse every day? How are you going to get there? What are you willing to give up to get there quicker? I don't know about you, but I'm not about to I'm not about to cut out Starbucks. I'm not going to cut out my daily little treats. My wife and I, we like walking down to a coffee shop down here. We get ourselves a little treat. I'm not going to cut that out. I'd rather not. I'd rather focus on things that move the needle. So focus on things that actually move the needle, right? That make drastic changes quicker. Okay? So those are the 3 steps. Those are the things that help my wife tremendously achieve financial freedom. Okay? Those 3 steps. But it's really cold. I'm about to go inside. Yeah, leave a comment down if you have a question, and I might feature it in another video.